Hello class, today we will be learning about sound. First we'll talk about frequency and loudness. A simplified explanation of loudness is how much noise is made by a sound. And for frequency, the simplified explanation is how often something happens. Think loudness is how much noise a space marine makes when he shouts for the emperor, and well, frequency is how often he shouts it. But in sound, frequency means something more specific. It's how many cycles a sound wave does in a second, and is measured in hertz. We perceive higher frequency sounds as higher pitched sounds and lower frequency sounds as lower pitched sounds. Loudness, however, is how we perceive amplitude, which is the distance between a wave's crest and midline, or half the difference between a wave's crest and wow. And loudness is measured in decibels. It comes from the Greek word deca, meaning 10, and the name of Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone. The 10 is because every time the decibel level rises by 10, the sound is 10 times louder. Resonance, along with being an attempted mass murderer and destroyer of the cool woods, is a dramatic increase in amplitude.
For the Emperor!
When an object is forced to vibrate at its natural frequency. But what is natural frequency, and how can an object be forced to vibrate at a specific frequency? See. Well, I'll explain. Natural frequency is the frequency an object by default produces when a sufficient force is applied to it. And the object, it's not natural frequency from its stiffness and mass. I tried to find the formula for natural frequency, but it was a few levels beyond my understanding. Force vibration is when an outside force forces an object to vibrate at a specific frequency. Like a lot of things vibrating at the same frequency. To continue my point about resonance being an attempted mass murderer, it was the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapse, which was a bridge designed to vibrate in the wind, but not withstand resonance, causing a collapse. And a large bridge collapsing can obviously kill a lot of people, but thankfully no humans died, and only one dog died in the collapse. Okay, now let's talk about hearing frequencies. A young person with healthy ears can hear from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. The minimum range of hearing can increase with age and damage to the ears, but the more pronounced reduction in hearing is the maximum range of hearing. Cats, in comparison, having a larger hearing waves than humans, with a hearing range from 48 hertz to 64 kilohertz or 64,000 hertz. Another fun fact about cats is when they hunt and kill in domestically as a domestic in uh, uh, yeah, hunt and kill if they're not wild cats is that instead of eating it, they'll likely leave it there and bring it to their owner. No. This is because
For the Emperor!
This is because cats hunting is an instinctive behavior, but them eating what they hunt is a learned behavior. So if your cat wasn't raised in the wild, it probably hasn't learned to eat what it hunts. Sounds below 20 hertz are called infrasound, while sounds above 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz, wait, I already said that, are called ultrasound. Now let's talk about sound pulses. When you make a sound, it outputs a sound pulse in every direction. The pulse vibrates somewhat similarly to how the same force would vibrate a coiled spring. When you push forward, you compress the air, increasing the frequency of the sound, and when you pull back, something called wave field briefly appears, empty of waves, where you pull the thing back, causing something called refraction to fill an area with waves at lower frequency. Another way to get refraction is for the source of a sound to move away from the listener. I told you loudness is measured in decibels. Well, guess what? I lied. Just like school telling you that you have five senses or different areas of your tongue taste different flavors. What decibels actually measures is loudness is more objective parent, sound intensity. Loudness is merely how we perceive sound intensity. Sound intensity is actually the amplitude of a sound wave.
For the Emperor!